Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. SmackDown was really good tonight, everybody. Um, Last couple of weeks, leading into Money in the Bank and now leading out of Money in the Bank. Very unpredictable. A lot of big stars. A lot of the matches mattered. I mean, it helps that it's King of the Ring and King and Queen of the Ring season. So a lot. By the way, the tournament's been outstanding so far. All the Fatal Four Ways have delivered. There was a big surprise in one of the women's matches in the Queen of the Ring tournament. One of who I thought was going to be one of the favorites of this tournament, Charlotte Flair, does not advance. Has Alba Fire in the figure eight, and then Alexa Bliss hits her finish and gets a pin at the end of this match, and that's a shocking result. Great for Alexa that she's getting pushed, and now seemingly, based off the way the field is structured, Asuka is on the other side. A lot of people are mad that Asuka's return it was kind of spoiled. Um, but my guess would be that Stephanie Vaquer gets through, and now Charlotte being out of this kind of throws this whole tournament on its ear. Um, Jade Cargill seems like the favorite. They've been framing her as but here's the way I look at it. And it's kind of the way I look at the Money in the Bank. I think they're going to get one SmackDown winner and one Raw winner. So it's yet to be determined the way that goes. But we'll see. It seems like a lot of people are already putting their eggs in a basket for a Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes King of the Ring final. A lot of people had their money on Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair for the Queen of the Ring. Charlotte Flair's now out of this tournament, which is a surprise. So there was some unpredictability there. John Cena was all over this show, which was great to see. Some of the best stuff in his entire heel run, basically some of the best stuff he's done in 2025. Had a really good promo just running through the fans of just how many steps ahead of the game he is, like referencing all of the key points in this entire run. Cody Rhodes comes out, Randy Orton comes out, LA Knight comes out. So how about LA Knight getting some FaceTime with three of the big guns in WWE? And then Ron Killing shows up and beats the shit out of Cena. And then Cena comes out later in the night at the top of the 10 p.m. hour, top of the final hour of the show, and seemingly wants to call out Ron Killings because, I mean, he did the whole high school coach or parents coach thing where he turned his hat around and was like the baseball manager who just like was throwing a tantrum at Nick Aldis, which was actually kind of funny. So then he comes out to call out Ron Killings, R-Truth, who's I think it's weird that they're still calling him R-Truth, even though he's said put some respect on my name. So and then out comes CM Punk to proceed to cut a fire promo. Some people on the internet were saying it was one of the best promos of his career, which I think is bullshit. Guys, the pipe bomb happened 15 years ago. That's one of the greatest promos of all time. So, but CM Punk making, really heel John Cena very, very interesting. And then Ron Killings comes in, gets another beatdown on John Cena, setting up a match between him and Cena on free television next week. John Cena is going to wrestle on SmackDown next week. How about that? Cody Rhodes wins the main event, Fatal 4-Way. LA Knight getting into some more interactions with Sesgoon, so clearly that feud is going somewhere. We're setting the stage for Zelina Vega and seemingly going on with Julia. Chelsea Green not even being there was very entertaining. Like, there was a lot of good stuff on this show, man. SmackDown had been laying an egg for a while since being a 3-hour show, but really, since WrestleMania, it's been kind of hit and miss with some stuff, but really, last week and this week have really delivered on a number of different levels. And, CM Punk, a non-advertised appearance, just shows up. These King and Queen of the Ring matches have been great. And some of them really not predictable. Jade Cargill in a fine match. The one thing that I will say is, so they seemingly are set. Also, another thing, Naomi is a fantastic heel. She was owning the what chant, which was great. And she was really in her own. She made it seem like she's a really good villain, and I think that's really going to turn into something whenever she does cash in. And then she's seemingly hinting at something with Tiffany. But then Nia Jax, for whatever reason, is attacking Tiffany. I was like, didn't we end this already? Why is Nia Jax still involved with Tiffany Stratton? if there's one thing that I have to say about the women's division is great in WWE. The one thing is, if you are a champion, specifically a world champion, you are not booked well. I don't know what it is with Triple H, WWE, and the women, but my God, where the hell has Io Sky been? Io Sky has done nothing. She hasn't had a single title defense since that incredible match at WrestleMania. And she had a one-on-one match with Stephanie Vaquera that got interrupted out of nowhere. She's been in a tag match. She's been on NXT, but she hasn't really done anything of note. Tiffany Stratton had that really great match with Nia Jax where she smashed a chair into Nia's face and Nia was bleeding profusely. But outside of that, Tiffany's really done nothing outside of her WrestleMania title defense against Charlotte Flair. So it's weird if you're not if you're not a champion, you're actually in a really good spot. Rhea Ripley was ripped a new one when she was the champion. Liv Morgan was ripped a new one when she was the champion. It's so strange to me that when you are not a champion in women's wrestling, specifically in WWE, you when you're not a champion, it's captivating television. When you're a champion, it's nothing. It's just bizarre. But I'm really interested to see. They're heavily hinting at something with Alexa and Charlotte. That feels like an evolution match. I don't think Alexa's going to win the tournament, but that was a big surprise to see Charlotte knocked out in the first round, even though it's a fatal four-way and she didn't get pinned. It was a very creative finish. LA Knight getting mixed up with everybody. So my opinion about LA Knight being, kind of botched, he's been, in a pretty good situation. I mean, he's probably not going to come out of it like he's still interacting with top people, which is what's important here. What sucks is everybody wants him to be champion, but we'll see where all of this goes. Interacting with the Money in the Bank contract holder and Seth Rollins, I think, is only going to do him good, because clearly he's going to get involved in that final King of the Ring first round match with Jey Uso getting added to it because Bronson Reed's in that match. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, CM Punk and Ron Killings really doing yeoman's work tonight. It was a big night for John Cena. I've been very critical of that heel turn. We'll get into, maybe I like where they're going with this, like in terms of I've been very critical of that heel turn, and I've been very critical of the way they've controlled the narrative and the way that they've done things throughout his run in the first, few months that he's been champion. But now this is starting to go somewhere. Cody Rhodes winning King of the Ring, his first round match was kind of predictable given, what it was Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura and Andrade involved in that match. Come on, you guys know who was going to win the match, but it sets the stage for a very interesting King of the Ring because assuming Jey Uso gets through, we're basically going to have 4 baby faces all with story with each other. So it sets up a really unpredictable scenario. The early favorite, I think, for the final is Cody and Randy being the King of the Ring final. That's the early favorite. At this point, I honestly would be stunned if Cody Rhodes is not in that King of the Ring final. But then basically you've also got Sami Zayn and Jey Uso there. They've got history with each other. So this could go any way. Women's tournament's completely turned on its ear because Charlotte Flair's not in it. Everybody thought she was going to get through. So really, all in all, a really good night of television for SmackDown. Like they've been getting a lot of shit, but they've seemingly gotten a lot of things together and, made some really interesting stuff go on for 3 hours because it's a longer show than Raw. And in some cases, it has dragged. So anyway, we'll have a lot more here on the channel over the weekend. A lot of great stuff coming for you. I will see you guys soon.